Air Saturdays began as academic improvement recovery at one of my middle schools, and the reason they developed this program is because they were having a lot of students who were tardy, and they were going to give them an opportunity to make up those days by coming to school on Saturdays about once a month, sometimes twice a month. Well, the kids felt like it was punitive, and it was a voluntary program, so they weren't coming. So it wasn't effective, so they decided to regroup. And what they came up with, instead of academic improvement recovery, they came up with always improving relationships. And what they decided to focus on is not academics, but on relationships. Conflict resolution, leadership skills, making connections and bonds with others, developing relationships, and cooperative learning and team building. If you will take a look at your handout, I think it's the last one in your packet of 4, we talk a little bit about our funding source for Air Saturday. Now, in this particular county, they have what's called an instructional extension program, and this is just a grant where you can write for money to pay for the teachers and their salaries, their benefits, and transportation for extended learning. And these teachers, of course, wrote the grant and were awarded some money, but then they needed some more money, so they were like, okay, where can we go? And they went to a place called Donors Choose. Have any of you heard about Donors Choose? Yahoo! In our school system, and one of the school systems I work in, the schools received, and I brought the paper to show you, over $100,000 in teaching materials. It was a grant where the Community Foundation of the Chattahoochee Valley gave half, and the other half was sent in by donors from all over the United States. You go online, you write up your proposal, you submit it, and then people from all over the United States, you know, strangers, family, friends, people in your school, parents, whoever, can send in money for your grant. And I know one teacher got like a bunch of iPods and iPads. They got hundreds and hundreds of books, things that you know, maybe all you get is $100 a year. I don't know. You know, things are tight everywhere. But this is a great place to get some money. Another place that they got money is Sprint gave them $5,000 for character education. So, I mean, that's, you know, that's a lot of money. It helps pay for materials, food, because you got to feed them when they come on a Saturday from 8 to 12. You know, kids that age, they got to eat. They went to our Chamber of Commerce has a resource guide, and it tells about all the different community agencies and businesses who will help you. Like, for example, our area has a Keep Columbus Beautiful, and they give trees, so you could plant trees on a Saturday or after school. So, and that goes back to the service learning. You know, you're doing something for your community, not just yourself. You're doing something for your school. So those are some funding ideas for you. If you'll look here, we give a typical Air Saturday lesson plan. And the first thing you'll see is icebreakers or getting to know you activities. Now I'm going to try to hold this and throw this ball at the same time. When I throw the ball to you, I want you to stand up, tell me your name, read one of the questions, wherever your thumb is, either of your thumbs, read that question. Okay, here you go. Whoop, oh. I was never a basketball player, sorry.
My name is Michael. Let me try to find one. What was your gushy mushy baby name? I don't think it was gushy mushy, but they called me Peanut.
Peanut, well that's cute.
Because
okay.
I was premature when I was born, and I looked like shaped like a peanut.
Oh my goodness. Peanut, throw the ball to somebody. Whoa. Okay, you get the idea. These are questions you normally wouldn't ask. You all thought it was fun, didn't you? So don't you think the kids would find it fun and entertaining? Someone asked where I got this from. Well, I got it from one of my schools, but you can go online. It's a place called Group Publishing. They have them all the way down to preschool. And of course with preschool it's just pictures, but they have several different ones, and if you buy 2 or more they're on sale. But what I suggested is, you know, it's almost the end of the season, school's starting back up, you can just go buy a bunch of beach balls and put your own questions on it. If you teach history, you could maybe throw in some history questions or math facts or, English. And again, I like the idea of just having pictures for the little ones if they don't read. Next, let's look at some team building activities. And I'd like to share with you that this particular school presented at Best Practices back in January at our Graduate First Best Practices. And all of this is online about Air Saturday if you want to know in more detail. And it's just www.graduatefirst.org. Laura put it up on the overhead at our general session, and you can go online and see the full PowerPoint. But I'm going to show you an example of a team building activity. Okay. Right, left, right, There you go, boys. Okay, so that's a good example of a team building exercise, and we did this activity at our winter conference, the Best Practices Institute, and we discovered that it's not a good idea to do the board exercise when you have on high heels. But it's a fun activity, and all the teachers really enjoyed it when we did it. And it's something, it's low cost, no cost. Everybody's got boards around their house and some rope, and you can make this, and they do have a lot of fun with it. Some conflict resolution techniques. We used Safe and Caring Schools. There was a workbook and CD. We also used some conflict resolution worksheets. One of the things that we started off with that was very helpful is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Sean Covey, you see, this is so dog-eared from so much use, but they also have United streaming videos, and they do have different teachers have gone online. They've made PowerPoints for this book, the different habits, and so you can go online and get free PowerPoints so you don't have to recreate them. We did some art projects, Tree of Life roadmaps, and that's where they draw pictures of different stages in their life to kind of let you know where they think they will be, and then character trait collages. So all of these things are just examples. You can come up with your own. You can read the book and get more ideas. You may have a character building program already in place at your school. Maybe your school counselor has something that she's already using. So there's many different strategies and ways that you can do this. There are many different funding sources, and you just really have to get out there and look for them. Maybe you're fortunate enough in your county that you have money in place where you can do these types of activities. But the kids really enjoy it. And I wanted to say, now again, this is voluntary. The assistant principal showed me a letter that one of the parents had written about how much Air Saturday had meant to her child. And it's one of those letters that almost makes you cry when you read it, because it helped that child so much.